Welcome again to the EPL Fanbase Show. And today we are going to dissect on the match day 5. My name is FM Steve, and I'm joined by football pundits Josiah, Simon Karaoke. So Josiah, just say hi to the fans. Simon Karaoke, also
Hi,
commonly
everyone.
known as SP. We have the guy who was born next to Stamford Bridge, Ron. Ron, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
Then we have Gidi. London is red.
The Gunners.
And of course, we have Ndolo. Party time. Now, we want to go straight to the match day 5. And it's hard now to say that some games are light and some games are big ones. Because the more the games are proceeding, the more it's becoming tougher. So, very fast, we are going to look at the matches, and we will do a first prediction, and after that, we will dissect in some of the matches we highlight will be big ones. So, very fast, I'll go with Simon. Simon, what's your prediction? Everton, Liverpool.
Hard game. 3-2 Everton.
3-2 Everton. So Liverpool bad performance will continue according to SP. Ron, your team playing again at home versus Southampton. What's your prediction of that match?
Comfortable. 3-1 win Chelsea.
Routine win for Chelsea. Gidi, a die-hard Arsenal fan. What do you think of Arsenal visiting Etihad? Man City, Arsenal.
It will be a 1-2 to Arsenal.
1-2 to Arsenal. So the junior beating the boss again. Newcastle, Man United. Ndolo, what's your take on that fixture?
That's a tricky game, to be frank. But I think I'd give it to Manchester United, 2-0.
2-0 Manchester United.
I think it's the high time they started going up the table.
Okay, 2-1 Manchester United. And
2-0. 2-0.
2-0. 2-0, okay. Sheffield, Fulham, a relegation game. Josiah, what do you think of this fixture?
Me, given the one on the bottom, I feel as if it's high time Sheffield showed us what they are made of, especially from last season. So I'm going to give a narrow 1-0 win for Sheffield.
1-0 win for Sheffield. Crystal Palace, Brighton, SP. What do you think of that fixture?
Difficult game. Crystal Palace have been playing well. Brighton have been playing well, but the results haven't been showing. So I'd say 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Tottenham, a London affair. Tottenham and West Ham. Gidi, your neighbors are playing. What do you predict of that fixture?
I think West Ham will win if Moyes has not come out of isolation. But if Moyes is on the touchline, then it will be a loss. So because I think he'll come out of isolation, I'll give Spurs a 2-0 scoreline.
Spurs winning 2-0. Leicester City losing at home last time to West Ham 3-0. They are hosting the Iron Hot, or should we call them the Aston Villa, beating the You'll Never Walk Alone 7-2. Ron, what do you think of this fixture? What's going to happen in this one?
Difficult match. But I think you would see a tougher Leicester than the one you saw against West Ham. And it's tough, but a draw is written all over that fixture. A goal scoring draw, probably 2-2.
2-2 draw. Okay, now let's try to dissect further on the big matches, and we are going to look at the Saturday match. Kickoff time, East African time, 2:30 p.m. Everton hosting Liverpool. So this is a derby, and it's always one of the fixtures to watch in every season. So let's start with Josiah. Josiah, we want to look at this fixture in detail. What do you think of this fixture? And again, you may come with a prediction who will come on top of this fixture. Everton are heading the table at the moment, and Liverpool are the defending champions.
Yes, so for me, it's the same prediction that Simon had for 3-2. And the more reason I have for it is because there is more at stake here than just, the fact that it's just an EPL match. It's a derby. And Everton at the moment have the good feel factor. So for me, looking at what it takes for you to win a match, I think Everton are on a rise, and I think they are compact as a club with additions of new, signings, the likes of Vicore and the likes, Calvin Lewin, of course, doing his thing. So the reason why I think it's a narrow 3-2 is because also I think Mane will be back, if I'm not wrong. So it's a tough game, but since Everton are at home and they want to prove that they are back or they have something to prove, I think I'll narrow it down to a 3-2 victory. But it will be a very tough game, and for us to get back to football with such a big match, I think it's an awesome fixture.
Okay, Ron, do you think Liverpool will still concede goals? Remember, this is one of their worst records, conceding 11 goals after only 4 games. So do you think Liverpool will send a statement to the rest of the EPL clubs with a resounding victory? Or do you think it's going to be a routine loss for Liverpool?
Yeah, looking at that game, Liverpool, if there is any fixture they could have wanted, this is the fixture against. It's a derby game, high flying Everton, defending champion, getting battered the way they were. If there is any statement game, this is the game. And for me, that game is a game that will be won in the midfield. How Liverpool set up in that midfield and how Everton set up will be key. The competition between Doucouré and Alan and Gomez, if they go with that 3, and then how Liverpool play with Wijnaldum and Fabinho and Henderson, who could probably be into the team. Probably if he plays that game, you will see a dominant Liverpool side. They lack that kind of leadership in the previous game. If he slots in and then they keep up the press, we did not see any of that midfield in the battering blows they had. They were ordinary. They were lethargic. They were not pressing enough. Usually there is that gap that is kept from like from the attackers to the midfield, and the forward line is really narrow. They press and high intensity and narrow. So for me, it's a game that will be won from there. And also, let's not forget, Mane was not in the other game. He will be fresh. He's recovered from COVID, most likely by now. He's already back to training, and for me, he could be key in that sort of game. Sadio Mane will be key in that game. For me, I see Liverpool making a statement, and also Everton, if they are really a genuine top 4 side. This is when these are the kind of tests they have been sweeping over lesser teams that are expected to finish in the bottom half of the table anyway. So these are the sort of teams that I would go with a resounding win for Liverpool, 4-1.
A resounding win
will be on the.
Okay, so a resounding win for Liverpool. Now,
sponsored by Sadio Mane.
Okay, so they will try. You know, they are. I think they are on credit. Based so far, Liverpool have scored less. I don't know. They've scored how many? They scored three on Arsenal. Then they scored four on Leeds. Those are 7 and 2. So they've scored 9 goals and they've conceded 11. So they are on negative actually. Now, SP.
They're actually on a flat goal difference. They're on 0.
Yes. So SP, what your prediction was Liverpool is going to lose. And if we look at
Yes.
Everton, apart from Spurs, and with all due respect to the other teams that they've met, I think the only big team that they can be proud of is the win against Spurs. Do you think with their current good form, already you've predicted, but don't you think Liverpool Klopp will have to send a statement
And
and
for that
rectify some
reason,
of the
Steve,
things that he
that's
did
why I
wrong
gave
during the
it
season?
as a high-scoring game, a 3-2. I think Liverpool will be very open. They'll want to be on the front foot from the word go. And with the kind of players that Everton have got right now, I have a feeling that Liverpool will get exposed if they maintain the highline that they kept against Grealish and Aston Villa. Trust me, what Grealish was able to do the previous game, I'm sure James Rodriguez can do better. And so I think if Klopp comes with his usual attacking mentality, he will lose that game. And if he comes again with a defensive mentality, he will also lose that game. So it's a game for me where Klopp can't win, and mainly because Ancelotti, you can see that Ancelotti has a plan for his team. He's playing, he's packed his midfield. He's got good players, Doucouré, Alan, and James Rodriguez, controlling that midfield. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin is in a purple patch. I mean, even recently, although it was against a small team, he still scored for England. So he's in a really good purple patch, and you will know that strikers operate in purple patches, and I expect him to give a lot of problems to the Dutch Mustafi. Van Dijk. I however also think that Everton have a lot to lose, much more to lose in this game than Liverpool. They need to put down a marker as serious top 4 and title contenders. So I can't see them losing. The worst I see them coming out of there is with a draw. But my head tells me they'll win it 3-2.
Okay, Giddy, the last time you had predicted that Arsenal can get something from Anfield, and it didn't happen that way. And Liverpool showed the powers, and after
Yeah.
that, people started saying Liverpool will defend the title easily. A week later, they went to Aston Villa, and the rest is history. Do you think Klopp is going to send a statement that come on, boys, we are still the defending champions and we want to win this one? There is bragging right. It's a derby. What do you think of that fixture, Everton, Liverpool?
Yeah, Steve. I predicted that, and you could see Laka was not predicting that chance, and probably we could have won that game. But back to your Merseyside game that you are asking about, I have to agree with what Simon is saying in terms of the highline, and you think Ancelotti would have looked at that system, and he could definitely is going to expose that Liverpool side. And then the work for Klopp right now is to steady the ship. And the way they were beaten by Aston Villa is not a normal scoreline. So Klopp would have, even the Liverpool players would have thought to themselves and started doubting themselves, because that was a proper, I want to use Josiah's word, proper clubbing. So I want to think, because of that, trying to steady the ship, they will not be as confident because they will know that they are up against a team that is looking to which word can I use here? A team that now understands their weakness and is really looking to capitalize on that weakness. So I really want to go with an Everton win in this one. And these other COVID situations with Liverpool, you can see that even Van Dijk from his performance in the Nations League, you can see him being called the new Mustafi. So there's a lot of work to be done by Klopp at this moment in time. Yet the other side, who you are playing, a team that really looks so good, and with James Rodriguez there, those passes, you will be able to see those passes. And I want to think 2 more mistakes in this Everton team, it will be so dangerous for Liverpool. So at this point in time, yeah, they are the champions. You would say they want to make a statement, but a statement will be made on them, unfortunately.
Lolo, do you agree with the Giddy?
I think Liverpool could make a statement, but the wrong statement. We are not saying what statement they will make. So yeah, so it's a game that is there for the taking, to be frank. And I hear everyone when they say Liverpool has not played very well in the last couple of games, but it's still Liverpool, yeah, and it's a derby, so you will know that derbies at the worst. Team like Arsenal will try and beat Spurs still at number 8. So it's. Do I think they will win it? Personally, no. And this is my personal conviction. It's going to be a tough game for them because number one, if you look at that Everton midfield, the presence of Alan, Doucouré, and perhaps also, if they include him, Gomez, makes it tough for the Liverpool midfield. I'm hoping Thiago plays. Hopefully, he can play. Then you'll get a proper introduction to what the Premier League is like. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for him. So the Everton midfield, even without looking at the attack, I think is too solid. And not only Liverpool, but even the bigger teams like Manchester United will find it very hard to go through that midfield. So Liverpool will try. It could go either way, but my personal feel is that, as SP pointed out, Everton will just edge it. I expect maybe a margin of 1. I don't think it will be a very big margin, but maybe a margin of 1. So it could be 3-2, 1-0, 2-1. Yeah, but in my own view, I think Everton has the resources to hurt this. In fact, at this point, I'm wishing we could be given Liverpool to play against them again, because I think we can get a result now with Partey.
Okay, good. Good predictions. And I can't conquer with you. Maybe, yes, because Arsenal went without so much respect and they won in the EFL Cup. Maybe they can, maybe they wish, let's see what will happen in the return fixture.